Hello everybody, happy March and welcome to another The More You Know. For the month of March, we're going to be focusing on balance training, which is one of my most favorite things to talk about. So we're going to start with the FIT principle, which is really going to discuss how much balance training you should be doing. Now, when we look at frequency, it is recommended that you work on your balance 3 days a week. Perfect, easy enough. When we look at intensity, this is where it gets a little bit trickier. So in order to choose a proper balance activity to drive positive change and make your balance better, it has to be somewhat hard, meaning that you need to get comfortable feeling a little unsteady on your feet. You need to get a little uncomfortable, or you need to get more comfortable with potentially losing your balance a little bit and getting used to that feeling. So typically when somebody is starting with a new balance challenge, we'll look at how can we manipulate what they're doing to make it a little bit more challenging. Sometimes we look at how can we change the hand support. So when we start a balance challenge, we might have you start by holding on with 2 hands. As it gets easier, we might have you go down to 1 hand, and as you get even stronger and more balanced, we might just have you hold on with your fingertips before trying to let go. Another way to manipulate how challenging a balance activity is to change your foot position. So sometimes we'll start with people with a wide base of support, so feet really far apart. We'll work on moving those feet together. We'll work on a half overlap or a heel to toe kind of position before we actually progress to standing on one leg. So really it's all about finding a place where you don't necessarily fall over, but that it's challenging enough where you've got the weeble wobbles and you're working really hard to keep that balance. Now, when we look at time, how long should you spend working on your balance? The general recommendation is about 30 minutes. So 3 times a week at 30 minutes, finding an activity that is somewhat challenging for you. And then the type of balance challenge, this is where it gets really exciting. So there are balance activities that challenge your balance while your feet are standing still. We call that static balance. There are balance challenges that test your body while you're in motion. So while your feet are moving, while your body is moving, and we call that dynamic balance. And then the third kind is reactive stepping. So this is where you're trying to work on your balance recovery and being able to catch yourself if you were to lose your balance. So the balance recommendations are 3 days a week at 30 minutes. It needs to be somewhat challenging to where you're really kind of wiggling, you're wobbling, and you're working really hard to keep that balance. And it should cover all the bases of working on static balance, dynamic balance, and reactive step training to work on recovering your balance. Thanks so much.